What's going on, everybody? It's Matt with American 4WD. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're going to do a quick update on the right-hand drive TJ build, and then I'm going to show you around what's been going on lately. So, without further ado, let's go on back here. It's going to be a little loud, but that'll be alright. So, if you stay on our social medias, so Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff, especially our Facebook, you'll see that we took it out wheeling completely just off chance. Basically, I was at Rabbit's house and I had driven it home without dying, and then I drove it 2 more times without dying. Nothing fell off, so win. And he was like, well, let's go take it off in the woods. And I was like, I literally driven it twice. He's like, don't be a girl. And so then peer pressure happened, and then so we took it off road. Nothing broke. It did really well. We've got a few pictures of it, all flexed out, close to being flexed out. If you want to go see that, check out our Facebook page, and you'll be able to see the Jeep flexed out. But anywho's, did great. Could use a few things. So we started with those few things. The first thing we did was the TNT front steering box stretch kit. If you know anything about this, what this does is allows you to move your factory steering box from down here, back here, to way up here and 3 inches forward. So that way it gets rid of all of this fun stuff and, moves that steering box up and out of the way, and also allows you to stretch the front end 3 inches forward, which technically I'm already there. And I did my best to try to get the steering box in the factory location to work with all this as best I can. It did, but it was just so close. Everything was too close for comfort. So went ahead and got the TNT kit. A couple of key notes here. This is only for driver's side. So a right-hand drive Jeep, well, you had to mess with some stuff. That's why if you look at it, the logo is backwards. But it worked out. Everything welded in. The instructions were a little, but that's fine. We got it in, got it going. The Mercedes box is a giant pile of crap, and I have no idea where it's at. Drill and tapping it would just be hell, and then trying to find another one, if I ever blew that one, was just a pain in the fucking ass. So I decided to do this. I've decided to go with an O2 box, which finding an O2 box for a right-hand drive is good luck. So PSC, weirdly enough, PSC had a O2 box with their goodies, in stock, ready to go, and it was already drilled and tapped and ported. Yes, make it easier on us. The pitman arm, we've changed that out to a flat pitman arm off of a CJ, which that brings that arm, get in here. So this is the track bar currently, and so that's the pitman arm. So I could probably move this guy forward just a little bit. And that way it gets it away from this diff cover and happy days. So that'll be nice, and this will give you a better, let's go over here. And that'll give you a better sense of what we're dealing with here. So probably 4 fingers between here and there. Decided to take the anti-rock off, which sucks because on this tube, if you're wanting to use the anti-rock, you have to get different bushings and things like that. It was just going to be a big mess. It was just going to be a big pain in the butt to try to get the anti-rock on here with all this new stuff going on, with moving this. And either way, the track bar really isn't long enough. It really needs to be way longer. So we've got a bracket. There it is. This was the original idea to do a track bar outside of the frame rail, but the anti-rock got in the way. So you know what? Screw it. Screw the anti-rock. So we got rid of it. So we're going to be changing this bracket out to this bracket, and that way it gets me a longer track bar. That way I don't have so much flex steer, and I can move it a little bit farther forward, and that way this track bar doesn't hit the diff cover or hit all of that. So, the bad thing is we gotta cut these back off, clean it up, you know, just a big mess. But this is cool because now we can move the tie rod into here where it's supposed to go, and the drag link will come off that front axle way more, and that way it doesn't smooch it. So this is all working out. This is just fine tuning, I guess, where everything needs to be. That way everything has room instead of literally, like, when I set this up, you could fit a sheet of paper between things. There was just no room for nothing. So now with this setup, it's gonna make everything in here like love life much more. Anywho's, so we decided, since that's taking forever, here's the best part. The brake lines on a right-hand drive, they go all the way across here, which that's not gonna happen, so we had to cut the brake lines off. We have to redo the brake lines up underneath the radiator, so that's fun. And then the power steering lines on a right-hand drive, right there, they come all the way over here, and run back. That's not gonna happen. So we have to redo the power steering lines. So this took 2 days to get to this point, and fixing those two issues, the brake lines and the power steering lines, is going to take a couple days as well. Might as well take all the body armor off and go ahead and get it powder coated. So that's what we did. We took all the body panels off, and they're at powder coat except for the front fenders because we still got to mess with the hood. Went ahead and took all that stuff off. That way you can get it painted and get it matching. And then we still had this issue. So since the high lines cut very high and it cuts into the original tub, we have this giant hole in there. And I was about tired of that, and it's about to be winter time, so that's gonna be a problem. So we thought about simple tricks to just try to fix that, and then said, you know what, screw it. So we went to Moto-Built, and we got their inner fenders, which look so much better. So much better. So you can check it out and see what this looks like. And then you can look over here and you can see how it looks. So much better, so much more room. Don't look at this. I did that. But we're gonna fix all that while we're here. And we're gonna paint these guys. But these guys are structural. I welded them into this Jeep. This thing is obviously hooked up to the factory roll cage, which you have to trim off some of the roll cage to fit these guys back on, which is just fun. But anyways, I wanted these to be completely structural, so we welded the crap out of it to the bottom of the tub. We welded the crap out of these, and then we welded the absolute dog crap into the actual body, and that's where these welds came in. So these were stitch welds going very slowly, and trying to keep the heat down as much as possible, but it still did that. So, but anyways, we're gonna clean all that up. But this is now completely structural. So that cage, if in fact, you know, bad things happen and I did roll this, at least this is a lot stronger than that. It is tied in, it is structural. We're gonna put all this back together, and that way I can keep my rear seat belts and everything. And it is structural. It will at least not die the first rollover. I was looking for that. Anyways, so we have to do it to that side, which is just a bear. And then we gotta figure out how to get that in here, at least for now. It will not fit with these because you can see where this divot is. This doesn't have that, and it obviously sits a lot higher. So that rear seat, I don't know. I need to buy an aftermarket rear seat, but we're not ready for that. So I don't know, we're gonna play with it. We're gonna play every single way we can and get that guy in here for at least now. So yeah, the steering stuff, the track bar stuff, turned into, well, since it's down, let's screw with everything else. And that way it's pretty much done. So that's what we did. Had to take the light bar off because it won't fit in my garage with it on. And yeah, that's what we've been messing with for the last week or so, 2 weeks. Had to trim out the front bumper because this obviously gets in the way. This had a big old knob on it. Had to cut all that off, trim all that down. Had to cut holes into the back of the bumper to fit in further, and we had to trim it so that this guy can kind of slide in. Bumper fits great now. It'll slide all the way in. We're having to level the grill. I didn't know that was an issue. Apparently it is. So we had to not only move it over, it was 1.5 inches that way, and it was actually leaning for some reason. So we put little spacers on this side, which brought it up, and then pulled the whole thing over because on the TNT kit, you get a new body mount bracket. So we put the body mount on, peeled it over a little bit, welded it on, so that way it actually centered the hood a lot better than it ever has been. It's leaning right now, so, you know. But anywho's, it's just been not a disaster, but a lot of work. But yeah, that's what's been going on with the TJ. We got the other panels cleaned up. They've been sitting outside. They got rained on, so a little bit of surface rust, but cleaned all that up. So that panel be going on that side, doing the exact same thing. Clean that up, paint it, paint that, and then everything else is going to powder coat. We are changing the paint scheme because every time I looked at it, it's too bright. It would blind me. So we're gonna be putting a lot more black on it. So if anybody's wondering, a lot more black. Yeah, it's really cool. It did awesome. But yeah, that's what we got going on. As far as the rest of the shop, you know, it's been going good. Got slow for a little bit, and now we're busy as hell again. Erica's out, finally having her baby, so she'll be out for a few months. But show you guys what's been going on. We got a 06 Commander. Needed transmission, transcooler, something else. Finished, stinks really bad. About to be test driven, right? About to test drive.
Already did a test drive, shipped it good, went through all the gears, no slippage.
Rock and roll.
Good.
Yeah. Done. So this Jeep, this is one of my good friends, Kat. I used to work with her at the dealership. Her suspension was a complete and total shit show. So went to Rough Country, got an actual 2.5 inch lift kit. So springs and shocks and some drop brackets. It had some weird shit on there, which is pretty much just useless. Bushings are all gone. It had Terraflex bump stops for some reason. Shocks had these stupid drop brackets to try to make them longer. It was just a complete mess. Pretty much the whole both rear springs were just falling out of it every time you'd lift it up, and then the sway bar links are long as hell for no reason. It had a drop bracket on the rear track bar for some. Anyways, it's a complete mess. So we changed all that. So new springs, new shocks, and that way, and new isolators. That way you don't have to use those stupid spacers no more. The bump stops were kind of looking old, so we went to Metal Cloak and got some of their air bumps. So that's really cool. Got those all the way around. So those guys are fixing the front right now, getting the old stuff off, new stuff on. Over here we got some cool Broncoage going on. Super awesome customer. His name's Mark. Brought me his super duper awesome Bronco, and man, this thing's been like completely gone through, completely redone, whole 9 yards. Just gorgeous Bronco. So like full frame off, everything. So we got some overheating issues. Whoever built this thing put some stupid O'Reilly's 16-inch fan on it, and it wouldn't, what the hell? There it is. It wouldn't cool this thing for squat. So, so we're gonna be fixing that. We're gonna be putting a fan shroud, a bigger fan, and that'll cure that. And then we're putting also an air dam right here, and that way it kind of pushes the air more towards through the radiator, and that way that should cure that. But beautiful, beautiful build. Still got more to do. We got a few leaks, normal, you know, after the build leaks, like the transmission pan, the transfer case. I assumed that they put all new seals when they put this thing together, but I guess they're just leaking. So we're gonna be screwing with that, and a few other little dudes and doodads and stuff. But super awesome to finally have an old Bronco in here, especially this built, and play with it. That's really cool. Chief's going on. Finally get the engine in, the valve covers, the EFI, the pretty much everything. Motor mounts, the power steering pump, the alternator, the bracketry, you know, just all that stuff finally going in and getting all situated. So here soon, you know, that'll be pretty much all done, or this will be, you know, very close to being done. Had some exhaust issues, so now we're having to go back to the stock manifolds, which is fine. This thing's not a hot rod anyway, so gonna have to clean up those, get them coated. But that's going on. We got more. It's just a go. Got some nuts. So we got Pat's TJ getting some basic maintenance done. She just bought this, so we're gonna be doing some work to it. It's gonna be cool. We are doing F250 things. I thought it was a 350 for a second. F250 things. We're gonna do a whole new Synergy steering kit, because this old factory steering is just wore slap out. Got to do taco things. It slung a rear U-joint cap, so it doesn't drive very good right now. Doing a whole bunch of stuff to that. Let's see what else we got. Got Phillips YJ in here. We're gonna be doing some bump stops. And he's having some trans issues, some clutch issues, so probably gonna be screwing with that. Buggy got new wheels and tires, the cheapest things we could find. So Raceline steel beadlocks, and then Canati mud hogs in a 40. So that's really cool. Buggy got some fresh meat. Hopefully that does what it's supposed to do. Some sort of electrical issue. Somebody, every time they put the battery, they connect to the battery, the damn thing wants to like melt. So something's going on there. And then a bunch of engine stuff, like 3 separate times, and now head gaskets. So screw it, getting rid of it. Don't blame her. If I put that amount of money in there and then to have head gasket issues, no. But anywho's, guys, that's what's been going on in the shop. The TJ is really close. I think Powdercoat will be done this week, and then we'll have the brake lines, the steering hoses, the all the panels bolt right back on, so no issue there. The track bar is going to be fun. I had to order, cannot find a right-hand drive track bar bracket for the axle. So I went to Ballistic Fabrication. They have an axle bracket. It's for left-hand drive, but it looks like you can take the 2 side pieces and flip it. And if that's the case, then instead of that bent track bar, that used one out of the back, I think we're just going to make a nice, pretty straight one, especially since we can make it, get it away from that diff cover and make it a straight piece of pipe. Awesome. We'll make it, because I got to stick a DOM ready to roll. There it is. Stick a DOM ready to roll to make that happen. Longer, better, away from things to where it can't touch. Other than that, it's waiting on parts. and yeah, just getting other customers done and get them out of here. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. Questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I don't know how it's going to look when it goes more black than it is white, but hey, it's better than the all white. That was way too much. But yeah, we're just making it happen. Thank you so much, guys. We will see you.